Hey guys, so my good friend Debbie over at Tarot and Pause, go over and give her a subscribe if you haven't already. She said to me, I can't believe that Meghan Markle thinks that that trip went well. Well, let's see what the cards say. Be right back. Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. And in this video, we're just going to see how Meghan Markle is feeling after the trip to Nigeria, after all of the reporting and all the blowback from it. Hopefully, her jet lag is gone. Her suitcase is unpacked. I know when I go on vacation, it never fails that somebody has their suitcase still packed like 6 months later. In fact, we just found a suitcase in our house and we don't know when Greg didn't unpack it. So it's up in the living room. It's going to be like a mystery. We'll feel like Geraldo Rivera opening up Al Capone's safe. So it could be pretty fun. So hopefully Meghan Markle's got her suitcase unpacked and she's getting back to business, making jam or organizing flowers or doing whatever she does. So let's see how she's feeling. There's been a lot of conversation about how the trip went, what her clothing was like. It was inappropriate. There was a panel, a Nigerian panel, that also took umbrage with a lot of her behavior. So let's duck in to her head and see how she's feeling. And as always, thank you so much for being here. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and give our collaborative channel, the Psychic News Report, a check out. It's a channel that I put together with psychic medium Rick Paul and Thor Sandalwood and my good friend Rob Akampora from the A Game with Rob Akampora. It is a psychic news channel where we look at the news with a psychic scope. So it is actually really fun. It's a cool concept. As far as I know, nobody else is doing it. So go give that a check out. All right. So let's pull up my card view and just get the lay of the land. So I'm going to use my mystical medleys. Medleys. I am like dropping the ball on my deck names. That, you know what that means? That means I have too many decks. So we're going to just see how she's feeling. Nice little split here. Two of Wands. She does not know which way to go. There's some, ooh, Four of Wands in reverse means that things are not looking good at home. She's standing alone, trying to learn from the mistakes of the trip. So this is a good thing. Oh, but we got that sad squirrel. This is a specific card to this deck. And whenever I get this, this is a toddler throwing a temper tantrum. This isn't somebody who's being high-minded and really kind of looking at things the way the Hermit is. I think someone's directing her to consider the information and the fallout from the trip like the Hermit would. The Hermit's much more academic and he takes the data and processes it, but this sad squirrel is throwing a temper tantrum. So in my opinion, she's gotten home. She can't believe that people are reviewing the trip the way it is. She is, I know a lot of people say she likes to throw things. There may not be a plate left in that house right now, but she's being advised to let cooler heads prevail and really consider the criticism that is coming her way. That's the suggestion. They want her to learn from her lessons and the missteps. It's being responded to with a very bratty sense of, no, I'm not doing that. And I'm going to take this in hand and I'm going to do what I need to do. There is a changing of the guard. I think we are getting new people being brought in to help consult. So, if she's not still working with that management company, they may be changing the agent who's in charge of her. They may be changing the PR representative. I know she just hired one in England, and I believe they did change one in Los Angeles. So How is that going to work if she just throws the baby out with the bathwater? It's a waste of money if she's going to throw that out. And it's also going to create a situation where she is not protected professionally. So she is going to be casting out the existing PR. And what that's going to do is leave a vacuum where some people can have some opinions about her and be very judgmental. That reputation of not being easy to work with is going to continue. And also that she's a castle builder, that she does not put anything into effect. In the meantime, she's just going to continue to represent herself as financially stable, as a good risk in terms of an entertainer. She's going to do that. Under the surface, I think the temperance card, when it's turned upside down, we see a little bit of substances, maybe a little too much wine and bread in the bed. That was one of the things that she said, was that when she got sad, she would get a glass of wine, get a bottle of wine and a loaf of bread and just take to her bed and do a little bed rotting. Who doesn't like doing a little bed rotting? So this looks like it's going to be challenging. It looks like she's once again, the only thing that's predictable is that she likes to change the guard up. When someone is not doing their job, she doesn't have a lot of stamina as far as it goes with projects. So if an individual does not produce excellent results right away, she goes, they're not doing a good job. They're not doing a good job. She's not willing to let a project or a concept germinate and move forward. So how do we help her out of this? I mean, I know a lot of you don't want to help her out of this, but we're trying to be high-minded here. We're trying to be, high vibes. By the way, Vibe with the Tribe, Monday morning, 6:15 a.m. New York time with Rick, Paul, and I. If you missed it this week, go back and give it a rewatch. We give you some activities and assignments that you can use to make your life a little bit better. It's a good thing. We're trying to change lives over here. So what can she do to change this course? What is the best thing she should do? She's got to address this erratic set of emotions that she has. She's got to stop spending money. That Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Seven of Wands. She's got to reconcile reality with what she wants. This is going to be a trust fall. It is absolutely the opposite of what she has done her whole life. She has been crafting an image, crafting a personality for such a long time that the idea of being authentic and genuine and organic is not really in her wheelhouse. And she really needs to do that. She needs to let go of the fantasy of what, Meghan Markle, the Hollywood star, is. She's got to go back to being just Rachel Meghan Markle, the regular human being. She's elevated herself to this very, very lofty position, and it's just not being bought by the public. So becoming more of a regular person. And I said this a long time ago. I don't know if I can clip the video in here, but I always said that she should have gone back when they first left the royal family. They should have gone back to the TIG. She should have done, hey, be royal like me on a budget. This is how we're raising our family in a royal fashion. I really felt like she should have done that. Her timing was off on it. It would have worked had she done it a little bit earlier. She would have been more accessible if she had products that were less expensive. When she did the TIG, part of it was she was young, she was unfettered, she didn't have children, and you could splurge. You could go on those vacations. Before I had kids, I ran all over the place. I was back and forth to California a million times. I'd drop of a hat, I would go on a trip, I would go spend money. I had disposable cash. People ask me all the time, what do your tattoos represent? They represent the disposable cash I had in my 20s. So, you have disposable cash. You can live more luxuriously when you're in your 20s. If you make it as a big success, yes, that can be sustained into your later life. But if you're a regular person and a regular consumer, you're not going to the Maldives after you have 3 kids. So, had she reached out and kind of embraced that common marketplace, I think she would have been much better off. Dominant energy here. The Queen of Wands, she's got to get more grounded, even though this Queen of Wands is a dreamer and fires things up, getting more grounded and being a more realistic person, which is, again, completely the opposite of what she has been trying to craft in terms of a personality, is going to work better for her. Here we have balance again, the Seven of Wands and this Temperance card. We're trying to find that good balance between reality and what we can sell. So this is knowing your limitations. We're not selling thousands of dollars of goods. You know, no one needs an Hermes blanket. Hermes blanket. No one needs an Hermes blanket. No one needs a Birkin bag. If you are up here and you have that kind of income, by all means, go bananas. Have a $50,000 purse. I am not going to judge you. By all means, have a $250,000 car. Totally fine. But if you want to put products in people's hands during a near recession in the worst economy in 50 years, then you have to sell a little bit to us plebeians. Just saying. So, finding that balance. So, how are things going with the H? That walk on the tarmac out to their car did not look good. How are things going with the H? How are things going with the H? What are her conversations with him like? The Emperor. Now, that's not the H is the Emperor. She's the Emperor. And that Judgment is in reverse. She's blaming him for a lot of this. Things are not happy in that house. Threats to call the lawyer, threats to get people in there, threats to tell him exactly what she thinks of him. And Five of Swords. She's just not happy. The thing is, when we're not happy with our circumstance, when you get to that point where you don't like someone in a relationship, you're going to hate everything about them. You're going to hate the way that their hair grows. You're going to hate the way they breathe. You're going to hate the way that they, drink water. Like, everything about them is going to irritate you. We're at that point, and we've been at that point for a while. So, steeping in that stew is just not a pleasant place to be. So, if this were me, I would say, let's just go our separate ways. It's just not really good. Starting new foundations here with this Ace of Pentacles. Well, what are you going to do for me? I think the relationship is beneficial to both of them, because I don't think that there is a lot of cash in hand. When we get this Ace of Pentacles, it can be new beginnings, but it can also be a scarcity of pentacles. In this sense, I think it's a scarcity of pentacles. We also have a scarcity of good emotions here. Threats to call the lawyer, certainly, with that Hierophant and the Five of Swords. How are we going to end this sucker? So I think there's a lot of threats. Maybe we should just call it quits. Maybe we should just call it quits. I think there's a lot of back and forth. I think the makeup is never really a full circle makeup. I think there's a lot of finger pointing and a lot of complaining and a lot of resentment that's held on to. That Five of Swords can be resentment held on to as well. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. I know you guys love the Royals. I do take breaks from these particular two because it gets a little tedious every now and then when we do these energetic readings. We do tap into those feelings. So, coming off this, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to do a little bit of grounding outside, putting my feet on the ground, on the bare ground outside. It's a beautiful day here in New Jersey. I am recording this on Sunday. May 19th. It's my Aunt Marilyn's birthday, my favorite aunt. So I hope all of you enjoyed this. Please, please, please like this video. Comment below. Tell me what you think. I know you guys have a lot of opinions about her and about what's going on with them. Absolutely comment down below. I love your comments, good and bad. We're having a conversation here. I don't judge anybody. If you have a problem with it, we'll have a little conversation in the chat. Everybody's opinion is welcome, but make sure that you go over and subscribe to the Psychic News Report, where we are doing really, really cool stuff with combining journalism and the news. And psychic news. So very cool stuff, looking at hot topics with a psychic spin. So again, thank you so much. And if you would like your own magical reading with me, you can book it down below. I had a sale this weekend. I did a bunch of readings, but everything booked up. So if you missed out, I may do another sale soon in the future, but you can still book a regular price reading with me at the link below. So I will see you all soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.